Welcome to Worldwide House Hunter, and today we are going to look at a house in Willow Springs Court, Apopka, Florida, where I built a house some years ago. We're going to check out this house and see what we get for $660,000. It's very different on the outside. Almost looks a little bit discombobulated. It almost feels like there should be more on this side of the house. I don't know why. I'm not a professional at this. I'm not a professional real estate agent. I just like house hunting and checking out different properties. Landscaping looks pretty good. This is kind of interesting here where they've got the split sidewalk and they've got some nice grass there growing, probably some Bahia grass in there. That's always good. But then it looks like there's, I don't know, maybe this is rocks or something in the front there. Maybe it's like a rock bed or something. It seems like there's no shrubbery, right? I'm looking at it. I'm like, why does this seem weird for Florida? Like I said, I lived in Apopka, Florida. I lived in Orlando, Florida. And there's just no shrubbery there. You would think there were some palm trees or something here. Just don't really see them, just don't see anything there. So let's go through some of the photos. There it is, I guess, with the lights on inside. It's kind of nice. It's kind of cool. I think if you had guests kind of pulling up in front or something like that, it kind of looks nice. It's just weird to me a little bit, this particular house. I don't know. It just seems like sometimes it seems like maybe this side would come out further, or there should have been something on this side, but obviously the neighbor is quite close, so they couldn't probably build too much. But it just seems a little bit off or something, right? It almost seems like there's an entrance here, and then the way this is built is like it almost would be an entrance too. It's almost the same height. I don't know. What do I know? I'm just searching for houses. I'm just, this channel I think is just gonna be me spitballing about it or whatever. Not bad here. You can see how the garage is off to the side here. I do kind of like that. Garage doesn't have to always be in the front of the house. I like these windows that I see here. I kind of took drafting when I was in high school for a semester and drafted a house, and I had some windows like this in the house that I drafted, now that I remember that. So that's probably why I like those windows. But not bad. I think it's not a lot of, doesn't look like a lot of maintenance as far as like mowing the lawn or whatever. I'm pretty sure, if you're spending $660,000, you'll probably have a lawn guy come by and cut the lawn or whatever like that. It looks like there's a pretty big shrub here. Maybe that's why they felt that was enough or something, and they didn't put anything in front of the house. But all right, it's pretty cool. Okay, nice pool. It's obligatory to have it screened in or whatever in Florida so that you don't have people come skinny dipping and cause you a real problem. So that's pretty cool. Pools are very expensive to run though, so I can't imagine what that does to the electric bill. Let's see. Look at the kitchen. Okay, it's kind of interesting. Is this just tile, or what is this? This is what they call the shiplap or something. I don't know. I used to watch like the home shows with my dad and his wife or whatever. We would sit down and watch them or whatever. They always talk about shiplap, and I'm like, okay, it's kind of that shape, but maybe this is just tile or whatever. I don't know what you would call that. Maybe somebody could tell me in the comments what it is or whatever, so I can be educated too. I kind of like the appliances. This kind of seems like it sticks out a lot. This, I guess, is a microwave, but it seems like it's sticking out a little far, right? I'm not here to bash the house or whatever. I think I kind of like the color scheme because I'm like a little bit of minimalist myself, and I kind of think I know where they were going with this. It's kind of cool. I guess it's kind of cool for a kitchen. I don't know that my backsplash would have been kind of the same as like my countertop. I don't know if I would do that. I like this. This looks really clean. I think the white countertop looks really clean. I love this faucet here. That looks really nice, kind of modern. And then it kind of matches you can match the handles and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of cool. So let's go. Let's leave this kitchen and see. It looks a little minimalist or whatever. That's kind of cool. I don't know about this floor kind of matching. It doesn't really seem like this matches with what's going on in the backsplash and all that. But okay, that might be something that have to be worked on. But lots of cabinet space. That's one thing that's really good. Tons and tons of cabinet space. I don't know if they've got a pantry or something to hold like food or whatever. But, you know, you got to think pots and pans and all that stuff's got to go in there, and plates and dishes and cups and all that stuff. And I love all that type of stuff. So, you know, I'd have a ton of that in there. I love the fan. Nice big fan. It seems like this is a pretty big space for the kitchen, because of how wide that fan kind of looks from the picture. I guess you can't always tell from the picture, but it looks kind of wide there, right? So that looks kind of nice. Cool. But I already see something over there that I don't really care for. Got a couple skylights here, which is kind of cool. This window here, it looks a little weird with the enclosure for the pool. Seems like it kind of ends like in the middle of the windows here. But I guess if you put some curtains up or whatever, maybe it won't make that big a difference or whatever. Maybe put the curtains in the middle, split the curtains in the middle or something to kind of cover that or something. I don't know. But it's got kind of like a fireplace going on here. It's still got this tile. Maybe they got a discount on this particular tile or something, or maybe the store needed to get rid of it or whatever. But I really don't think that matches too well. You know, it just don't seem like it goes with that. Not so bad looking from here, but I'm just like, oh no, that don't look too. It don't look like it goes with the rest of the place or whatever. I would probably have to tear it out and change it or whatever. And it's a little bit odd. You have the 3 lights over here, but then this fan and light is kind of really close to that. It's just a little bit off for me. I love the feel of it though. I guess that's kind of the thing that I like. I like I like those neutral-ish colors or whatever, and like kind of the gray and the white or whatever. I think that's cool. Now this changes a little bit. The tinting of it obviously changes a lot here. It's kind of a cozy space. Nice to have maybe a fireplace. Maybe, is that a working fireplace? That's kind of cool. And a little bit of the shelving here that you can put things on. It's kind of a cozy little place there to kind of hang out, the family hang out and watch a movie or something. I like that the TV is here because this is throwing me off a little bit. Because now you've got kind of this going on with the flooring, and then you've got this marble type effect here and then you've got like this wood, like almost like a lattice type thing, and they're staggered a little bit or whatever. The TV's kind of covering it, but I think there's going to be another picture here where we'll see it or whatever, and you'll see what I mean. Like, it just kind of looks a little weird. I like the big double doors here. That's cool. You know, if they open up wide, if both sides just open up and swing out wide, that'd be kind of cool, or swing in. But it seems like a spacious location. I mean, for a guy and his girl, that's not a bad place to be. This is kind of nice here. Nice little dining area or whatever. I don't know about the choice of the table and the chairs. I just don't think it fits the aesthetic. It probably matches the floor a little bit better than it matches the rest of the house. It almost seems like there's like 2 minds putting the house together. It doesn't seem like they're on the same page here. But you can kind of see this here, like above it's just a little strange to me. I just feel like that would get a little bit dated after a while. And it's just doing something so different than what this is doing. And then the floor is doing something different too. So I really kind of think it kind of missed here. See what that looks like? I just don't, I was going to say if it might work if maybe this was solid, the tile was solid or whatever, and not so starkly, marbled. but then the floor, and then it goes down into the floor, and it just like throws me off. Nice. This bedroom's nice. Still with the same tile, but it kind of like blends with the bed a little bit. Just kind of the way that looks. That kind of blends a little bit. It seems like there's adequate space there. Nice big mirror. Room right to the bathroom. That's why I want to be rich, because I'm gonna need my bathroom to be a little bit further away from my bedroom, because I don't want to be smelling what's going on in the bathroom from my bed. And up here is nice. There's a nice shelving. You would think there'd be some plants or something up here. You could probably put some plants and things like that to kind of give it a little green. There's the nice window up here at the top too. Depending on how that's facing for the sun, you want to be careful with that, because that'll have your room hot. But yeah, I like this. I love this window. I like that. It's just different for me. Like I said, I drafted a house when I was in high school, and I had some windows that were kind of like this. I think there were taller versions of that, but they had kind of this angling effect on them, and they were kind of nice. But yeah, this is kind of cool. What do you guys think for 600 grand? Would you spend 660,000 on this? Would it make you happy? I don't know what this is. Is this the picture, or this is really the wall itself? I wouldn't think they would not paint the wall before they did it, but did the pictures and stuff. But maybe that's something else that happened. Now this feels cool, but there's again with this wall. Look at that. There's definitely some damage there with the paint or whatever. Definitely gonna need some work there. But then this tile is different, and I guess it's okay because it's outside, and I think it looks kind of nice. I like the black for these doors. That contrast I think is really, really kind of nice. Wow. I wonder if these doors look like they're probably black too on the outside. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. One color on the inside, one color on the outside. It just reminds me of like a stable or something. Like it just feels like really nature or natural oriented or something when you walk out here. It's like you're outside, but you're kind of at your ranch type thing. That's just what it feels like. So that's actually pretty cool. I kind of like that. I wonder is this the main door to go out, or is this the main door? This is off of the living room, I guess. But what would be the main door to go out to the pool area? I don't know. But this tub is outstanding. I think it's beautiful. I really like things like that. I like the fixtures and all that. That's really kind of cool. I'd like to see inside it. Like what does it look like? How does it angle inside, or is it, does it angle towards the bottom, or is it just open? That'd be interesting to see. I don't know about this tile though, all the way up the wall and on the floor. It's kind of like here in Brazil. Like I'm in Rio de Janeiro, and they use a lot of tile. They tile everything from the floor to the ceiling. So not the actual ceiling, but the walls all the way up to the ceiling can be tiled. So I'm kind of used to that, but I'm really a stickler about like motion, right? Like how does it feel when you walk in? The energy of it just seems to be moving for me or something. I don't know. It just seems like it's just moving a lot. Let's close that. So yeah, I kind of like it. I love the tub. It looks like it kind of is thin. It's thin on the top or whatever, and then it angles down. So there may not be a lot of space for you to sit or anything here. It's just, you just kind of got to get in there and sit down. Maybe have a plastic pillow or something in there or whatever, because I don't know how hard that bottom's going to be. But this is kind of cool. I like the shower. This is nice. I like the shower head and all that stuff. And then it looks like they got more options here as well. So that's kind of cool. I like the bathroom. I think the tile's a bit much going up. I think I'd rather have it maybe on the floor and then maybe a little bit nondescript on the walls, but looks kind of good. Then let's see. We have our sitting area here, which is kind of cool. We like that. Maybe this is one of the bedrooms here. A nice view to the outside. Ah, that looks cool. It's cozy. It's not too large and not too small. You can. I'm a big stickler for like space. I don't like walking and bumping into stuff, so I'd like to be able to like walk around my bed and not hit against it, not hit my thigh against it or my leg against it or something. And I'm a big stickler for space, so I like this amount of space. So maybe over on this side is the same amount of space. It's a nice spacious bedroom. Looks like a bathroom right off it. Doesn't look like a master bedroom. Maybe it is, but maybe not for a house of $660,000. Okay, this is kind of nice, but we're back with the different tiles and stuff. I know I keep saying about that, but I just would have done something different, I think, just to kind of make those work together. But not bad. Nice little rug on the bottom here. This is really it's kind of got like a rustic feel to it with the dresser here, the color in the dresser, and then the greens and the browns and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of cool. I like that. It seems like it's got its own bathroom off of it too. Maybe this is the master bedroom because it's got the little extra space there or whatever. Closet maybe a little bit small for a master, but we'll see. Yeah, that's nice. Nothing too crazy there. Enough for a bedroom. You know, if you got kids or whatever, or guests come over or whatever, they don't need too much. Nice amount of closet space, it looks like there. Probably a second bedroom or some sort. Here's another bathroom here. Maybe one off of one of the bedrooms. Here's a bathroom. That looks kind of cool. Wow. They're still sticking with this pattern. But the walls. But I guess this is okay for the walls here because it's not on the floor, but then the floor is different. So I could do that. I just wouldn't want to see it on the wall and on the floor. But it's kind of nice with the contrast of this solid, color or whatever. I don't know what color that is. Almost like it's got a little tint of gray in it, but it's almost white with a little tint of gray in it. Looking like a laundry room or whatever. That's obligatory for a house of that amount of money. This is kind of cool here. Place to sit outside and eat and all that kind of stuff. Here in Brazil, I went to an island called Ilhabela, and they had a guest house and the pool and everything off of the main house. So you got to sit outside. We barbecued and everything over there and sat outside and ate near the pool or whatever. It's kind of like this kind of a setup, and it worked out really well. I thought that was really cool. So this kind of mimics that a little bit. Yeah, and with the dark doors or whatever, it kind of gives some character to it. I kind of dig this. And this is great. This is beautiful. It's like, I guess this is probably where all of that stuff was. The table and all that kind of stuff was probably in this area. Now it's emptied out. But with the pool there, and you got privacy because you got the nice trees back there and everything, kind of blocking off anybody from kind of looking in. You can feel private with your family or whatever. So I think that's pretty cool. The fans up top, very, very cool. You kind of got a lot of trees and stuff like that. So this is a pretty cool house. I can't complain about that. Footprint from up top. Yeah, this is pretty cool. You seem like you're pretty close to your neighbors, but from the windows and things, didn't seem like you really saw them a lot. They've definitely got a lot of trees here, so this person's getting a lot of shade and they're getting a lot of privacy going on this side. Maybe they don't need it so much because maybe this is not an area of the house where everybody's at. Got to look like a privacy fence there or whatever. So you kind of got your little nook, your little enclave. Still a little strange from the way that this is built, but and maybe it could use some shrubbery or whatever out front or whatever. But I think it's cool. So what do you guys think for the price? What do you think for $660? This is in Apopka, Florida, which is a cool place. This is a cool, quiet town to kind of live in. I lived out there, like I said, for a while, and What do you think? 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 2,334 feet. What you guys think?